The Arizona Cardinals, 3-3-1, coming off one of the strangest games in recent NFL history. That 6-6 tie with the Seahawks. That absolutely they should have won, and then also should have absolutely lost. They now travel to Charlotte to face the Panthers. And I don't know, guys. I mean, this game is one of the hardest ones for me to figure out. The Panthers, they're going to be dangerous in their building at home, right? Right? Like crazy?
Right, but the Cardinals are in a must-win situation. They're going to have to go, you would think, 10-5-1 now that they have a tie. So they can only afford 2 more losses the rest of the way. Maybe the Panthers can only afford 1 more loss. Either way, I think this is 2 desperate teams.
I agree. I feel like you're saying, when should we jump ship on the Panthers? How about 2 weeks ago? It's like
when you don't win in the Superdome. That was a tough loss for them.
Tough loss.
Yeah, I mean, I get that we respect the fact that the Panthers over the last couple seasons have been one of the streakier teams. Last year, in a good way. Previous years, they get off to a terrible start, then rebound. But I don't see the
You say rebound.
Yes, they bounced back, Dan.
Rebound.
I don't see the DNA in this
Rebound.
team.
Yeah.
Don't see the
That's
DNA
British.
in this team.
The Cardinals, let's talk about the Cardinals, Greg, because the Cardinals are a team that they are not scoring any points. They scored 6 points in 5 quarters, essentially, on Sunday night.
They're weird.
Against a great team, but still.
They're weird. It's the total opposite of when you think back to the NFC Championship game, that the key matchup here is the great Cardinals offense versus the great Panthers defense. Now those 2 units are mediocre. The only group in this game that is playing well this year is the Cardinals defense. I mean, Football Outsiders has the Cardinals offense 25th and their defense 4th so far this year.
Wow.
And if you're just looking at who's played well in this game this season, the Cardinals defense gives them the edge. Tony Jefferson and Kevin Minter. It's not just the big superstars that are playing well for Arizona. They're good everywhere. Marcus Golden, Calais Campbell, and they're the group that could win this game alone for them.
And people want to talk about the missed field goals in the Sunday night Seahawks-Cardinals game. That was one of the more fascinating defensive battles we've seen since we've all worked here together. It was an unbelievably fun game to watch, and it is completely legitimate what Arizona did on defense. They've given up 9 points in 8 quarters, and you're Carolina. You have the 2nd most turnovers in the league right now. You got to correct that. Carolina is making mistakes and not generating points, in their defense, which was their linchpin, is giving up massive yardage.
It's worth noting that these 2 teams, when they were playing at a high level, one of them won 45-7. I mean, I don't know if it's a matchup thing or not, but it's kind of overlooked that not only did they beat them, they absolutely humiliated the
These
Cardinals.
are totally different teams.
I mean, that feels like 1,000 years ago.
They're totally different teams now. And I think if you're a Cardinals fan, if you strain hard enough, you can see some signs of progress on offense.
Yeah.
John Brown's supposed to come back this week. Michael Floyd played well at the end of last game. But then you look, and Michael Floyd's got a hamstring injury. He's not practicing. The right side of the offensive line is a major problem. Bruce Arians just doesn't trust that right side. Carson Palmer doesn't trust that right side. They don't even barely run off that right side.
Palmer's not 100%. I mean, he's going to play, but he's not a fully healthy.
He's not moving well in the pocket either.
Why does the NFC West as a division say we don't care about the offensive line? We're just going to ride with what we have and just get our quarterbacks get whacked week after week?
It's a good question.